No one in the auditorium expected the Best Actor category to unfold the way it did. The atmosphere inside the 2025 International Film Television Awards was already electric: camera flashes, whispers between nominees, tension thick enough to touch. But when the final envelope of the night appeared on stage, something shifted. Even people watching from home felt the suspense creeping through the screen. Sam Heughan sat in the third row, calm on the outside but visibly bracing himself on the inside. He was considered a strong contender, yes, but never the favorite. The presenters smiled dramatically before opening the envelope, playing into the tension that always comes with the final award. The room fell completely silent. The audience leaned in. Sam looked down, almost preparing himself for disappointment. A habit formed from years of being nominated without ever taking home the big prize. Then the presenter's voice rang out across the hall, loud and clear, and the Best Actor of 2025 goes to Sam Heughan. For a heartbeat, Sam didn't move. His eyebrows shot up, his lips parted, and he looked genuinely stunned, as if the world had momentarily frozen around him. People around him jumped up instantly, cheering so loudly it became impossible to hear anything else. Katrina Balfe, seated just a few chairs away, clapped with both hands covering her mouth, her eyes filling with tears as she reached out to hug him. Fans in the upper balcony screamed so hard that security had to ask them to stay seated. Sam finally rose to his feet, eyes glossy, trying to process what had just happened. He pressed a hand to his chest as if grounding himself in reality. The cameras followed his every move, capturing the way he blinked rapidly, overwhelmed by the magnitude of the moment. Even the host looked emotional as Sam made his way down the aisle. People were shouting his name, reaching out, brushing his shoulder as he walked. It felt like watching someone step into the destiny they had been denying for years. The audience at home saw every angle, close-ups of his trembling hands, the disbelief on his face, the way he kept shaking his head softly as though convincing himself he wasn't dreaming. Social media exploded in real time. Fans tweeted frantically, posting screenshots of Sam's shocked expression. TikTok filled with reactions. People sobbing, screaming, jumping, pausing the livestream because they couldn't handle the emotion. Even the official award accounts posted instantly, calling it the most emotional win of the decade. Meanwhile, the camera cut to Katrina again, and her reaction alone nearly broke the internet. She wasn't just happy, she was deeply moved, wiping away tears as she whispered something to the person next to her. Many fans zoomed in trying to lip read, convinced she said, "He deserves this more than anyone." Whether she said it or not, the moment spread like wildfire. As Sam reached the stage steps, he paused and looked out at the standing ovation filling the entire hall. His expression softened into something raw, humbled, and deeply human. He placed a hand over his mouth, stunned by the sight of hundreds of colleagues, all clapping for him. For a moment, he seemed unable to climb the last few steps. Finally, with a shaky breath, he walked onto the stage. The presenter handed him the golden statue, and Sam held it like it weighed far more than metal, like it carried every rejection, every struggle, every sleepless night he had ever endured. He let out a tiny laugh, the kind people make when they're seconds away from tears. The audience quieted immediately, sensing the intensity of what was coming. Sam looked out into the sea of faces, then at the millions watching from home. His lips trembled as he tried to begin speaking, but emotion got the best of him and he had to look down for a moment, collecting himself. The silence was powerful, one of those rare award show moments when no one dared cough or move because something profound was happening on stage. He lifted his head again, eyes shining. This means more than I can say," he whispered, his voice breaking softly. The room erupted in cheers once more. But it wasn't just the award that moved people. It was the unmistakable sense that Sam had finally stepped into a moment he had earned, fought for, and quietly dreamed of for years. And everyone, fans, castmates, friends, strangers, knew they were witnessing the beginning of a speech they would never forget. Sam stood behind the microphone, gripping the award tightly as if it were the only thing keeping him steady. The audience was so quiet that he could hear the faint hum of the stage lights. He let out a slow, shaky breath, blinking back the tears threatening to fall. "I spent years watching other people walk up to this stage," he finally said, his voice trembling. "I never thought I'd be the one standing here." A soft wave of supportive applause filled the room, but Sam raised a hand gently, signaling he wasn't finished. He looked down at the award again, turning it slightly in his hands as if trying to understand how it had ended up there. "This isn't just a trophy," he said, his voice steadier now. "It's a reminder of every moment I doubted myself, and every person who stopped me from giving up." The audience leaned in, many visibly emotional. "There were nights I almost quit acting. Nights when I felt invisible. But someone always pulled me back." He paused, and the camera cut to Katrina, who was watching him with a soft, proud smile. Sam inhaled deeply as if drawing courage from her presence. "I owe so much to the people who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself," he continued. "My family, my closest friends, my team, and the people I've worked with for years." His gaze drifted back to Katrina, and his expression softened even more. "And some people changed my life in ways they'll never fully understand." The audience reacted instantly, sensing the depth behind his words. Sam swallowed hard before moving on. "I want to talk about something I've never said out loud on a night like this," he said. "Many of you know me because of one role, one character who became so much bigger than I ever imagined." The room murmured softly, already guessing the direction he was heading. "Jamie Fraser wasn't just a character for me. He was a lifeline." He explained how Outlander came to him during a time in his life when he felt uncertain about his future. He spoke about the pressure, the fear, the overwhelming weight of stepping into a role that would define him. "Jamie gave me strength I didn't always have," he said. "And the fans who embraced that character, you gave me a home." His voice cracked, and the audience erupted in applause, not polite applause, but the kind that carries affection and gratitude. When the room quieted, Sam wiped a tear from his cheek and laughed softly in embarrassment. "I promised myself I wouldn't cry," he joked, earning warm laughter from the audience. But then he grew serious again, stepping closer to the microphone. "There's something else," he said quietly. "Something I've wanted to say for a long time." He paused long enough for the tension to spike across the entire auditorium. "Playing Jamie for so many years changed me. But I wasn't on that journey alone." His voice softened. "Katrina, you walked beside me through every storm. Every long night on set, every setback, every triumph." The camera caught her hand covering her mouth, eyes watering. "You were my partner in every sense that mattered. I wouldn't be standing here if you hadn't believed in me, challenged me, and reminded me what I was capable of." The audience erupted into another standing ovation, moved beyond words. Sam waited for the applause to settle, then continued in a quieter, more intimate tone. "This award isn't mine," he said. "It belongs to every person who held me together when I felt like falling apart. It belongs to every fan who supported me, defended me, lifted me up even when I didn't feel deserving." His voice thickened again. "You all gave me more than I can ever repay." As he reached the final part of his speech, the room felt charged with emotion. "I've spent a long time thinking about what comes next," he admitted. "For years, I've been afraid of change. Afraid of stepping into anything new after such a defining chapter." He took a deep breath. "But tonight, something feels different." His eyes lifted with a determined spark. "Tonight, I feel brave." The audience erupted again, sensing the shift in his tone. Sam smiled through the emotion, lifting the award slightly. "So I want to share something I've been keeping close," he said. "A project I've been working on quietly, something personal, something from the heart." People leaned forward, breathless. "It's a film inspired by the journey you've all taken with me. A story about resilience, belonging, and love. The love that connects people even in their darkest moments." Gasps spread across the hall as Sam revealed the title. "And I'll be sharing the first teaser tonight." The entire audience rose to their feet again, roaring with excitement and pride. Sam stepped back from the microphone, overwhelmed but glowing with a newfound confidence. He held the award to his chest, bowing his head in gratitude. When he finally looked up, his voice was soft but certain. "Thank you," he said, "for giving me a life I never dreamed I'd have." And with that, Sam Heughan walked off the stage. Not just as Best Actor 2025, but as a man transformed.